Blog Talk Radio.
Greetings and salutations, friends. This is your host, Tyler Hemp, with HempAware Radio. It's our mission here at HempAware to raise consciousness about the benefits and value of the cannabis hemp plant and to shine light on its foundational uses and fundamental uses for food, shelter, clothing, and 25,000 other things. We're committed to increasing the health, wealth, and happiness of your life through the education and utilization of hemp. And we want to see that you succeed and sustainably fulfill your visions and dreams. And we're here to show you how to do that with hemp. And one of those topics that I love to focus on as far as hemp is the economic abundance of the hemp plant, from its value as a seed for not just food and fuel, but the financial potential for farmers who can begin growing it once again here in the United States. There's over 30 industrialized nations currently growing hemp, processing it. There's investors, designers, manufacturers, distributors, and storefronts, which brings us to today's show. I'm so excited and honored to have hemp-educational and formative talk with a hemp entrepreneur and hemp product developer by the name of Tyler Frank with Hemptopia.com out of Solvang, California. Tyler, thanks so much for being on today's show.
Thank you, Tyler. It's a pleasure to be on today.
Right on. So today's title is the Hemptopia Business Model with hemp entrepreneur Tyler Frank. So tell our listeners what inspired you initially to get into hemp and what's your background?
So years ago, back in 2005, I learned that products could be made from hemp, and one of those products was clothing. And back then I thought, wow, such a cool idea, a neat product, clothing that can be made from hemp. And that's really what inspired me to research and learn more about hemp and its many beneficial uses. Of now, there's products that are coming out, hemp sunglasses, and there's hemp door panels that have been made with hemp polymers from Audi and Volkswagen. So back then, I thought that it was just a neat thing. And then after doing more research and learning more about hemp and all the beneficial uses, not only to us but also to the planet, it really inspired me to want to create a hemp business.
Awesome. So just seeing the versatility and the cool aspect of it, were you intrigued by the look of it, or was it more the fact that it was a sustainable product, or what was it, the aesthetics or more the business side? What was your most intriguing aspect?
Well, in all honesty, back then when I first learned that you could make hemp clothing, you could, process hemp into a textile, I just thought that it was cool. I thought, oh, wow, real neat, check out this, hemp sweater I have, or this hemp T-shirt. But then after, researching and learning more and, joining the Hemp Industry Association and going to the conferences and speaking with more people, I learned, oh, wow, you can also do this with hemp and do this with hemp. And, oh, wow, now, you can make hemp twine and hemp rope and hemp paper. And it really blew my mind. And, the versatility of just one plant, whereas, you grow cotton or flax. And cotton, for example, there's really only one specific purpose for cotton, and it's for textiles. Mainly, predominantly. There's a few other products that are out there that you could use the cotton for, whereas the hemp, though, you can make the polymers, you can build a house from it, just so many different things.
Mm-hmm. So you've been in the industry now for at least 10 years, and I would say that's success. Somebody that stays in business and continues pursuing their business ventures, last more than 3 years, you've experienced some success. In your success as being a hemp store owner, hemp company owner, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome as a business owner, hemp business owner?
So being a hemp business owner, is, it's different than owning, say, a liquor store or some other type of business, whereas, people know, they want to go in and buy a 6-pack or an 18-pack, and go home and drink it or this or that, and, the demand is already there. Whereas, being a business owner of a hemp company, there's also a lot of education that goes with it, because you'll have people walking into the store or calling you and, saying, can I roll the T-shirt up and smoke it, or, this or that. So that's one aspect, is just the educational part. So teaching, customers and people that are interested in hemp, what they can do with it in their own business. Another part of that is the demand is not as much. So I was speaking about, having a liquor store. People already know about it, or let's say a pair of, something, sunglasses or a computer. It's, it's a known product that people already know. Whereas the hemp, they don't, some people just don't know that you can make all these different types of products from it. Another aspect of that of it is not being able to grow it here in the United States. So the U.S. is the biggest consumer of hemp products. We love hemp products, but yet we're not allowed to grow them here. So that, poses another challenge of, okay, well, now we have to import in, our seed and our oil and our textiles and other material.
Right. So the fact that it's illegal is a huge hurdle or challenge to overcome. The fact that, and because it's illegal, we have to import it from other countries, which means there's a price challenge there. We have to work with the pricing. And then, like you said, as far as education, people are unaware. They're aware of computers and books or clothing, but the fact that hemp can be made out of these things, they need to be educated. You're absolutely right. And that's an important thing to focus on, and I appreciate what you're doing to educate people. And so as far as, we've covered the challenges that you've had to overcome. What are some of the most amazing aspects, and what's the best part of owning a hemp business for you?
Well, going, in line with, having to import, it also allows you the opportunity to travel, so you can go to Canada for your seed and your oil, you can go to China for your textiles. And, when I mention China to a lot of, the customers that are unfamiliar with hemp, they kind of cringe and they think, oh, everything comes from China. Oh, my goodness. No, I don't want anything from there. And, the misnomer is that the best hemp yarn and textiles, unfortunately, they come from China because they've been growing uninterrupted for thousands of years, and right. They've got the science down to making the best yarn. So, in that sense, I think that's a great opportunity to be able to travel and to see these other countries, and for us in the hemp industry, for us all to work together with these other nations, whether it be Canada, Romania, China, any of France, and all the other countries that are growing the hemp and utilizing it.
Right on. So I'm curious, what are some of your favorite hemp books that you've read over the years that have increased your knowledge and your insights or just business savvy? What are some of the books that you've really appreciated, hemp or not hemp related? Sure.
The last one that I read was Hemp Bound, which I really liked, by the author Doug Fine. He kind of gives, a sense of a communal type approach to the hemp. So he's got, these stories where he's traveling to different parts of the country and I believe even overseas to meet these people in the hemp industries and teach people about hemp and some of the regulations and some of the things that are happening, present day right now with hemp. So that was a good read. Before that, I read Hemp Horizons by John Rulak, and he's the founder of Nutiva.
I literally have those two books sitting in front of me. I have a copy of John Rulak's book from years ago, but I just ordered Hempbound and Hemp Horizons. I think that's just synchronistic that those are the two books you mentioned.
Yeah, and then the next one I would mention is, anyone interested in building with hemp, or even curious about doing any type of construction with hemp, is the book by Steve Allen, Building with Hemp. He created a great book, and you flip through the pages of that. There's lots of illustrations. He goes very, very in depth on just the science of hemp and how it can insulate the house better, and how to mix it in with the lime and all that. So yeah, all three of those books are very, very good.
Very cool. Thanks for that. And now, as far as there's thousands of products, as we've mentioned, and people are coming to realize that hemp can be made into. What would you say are your top 3 favorite products on the market made of hemp?
Well, let's see. I would have to start out by saying sky is the limit with hemp. There's going to be companies coming out, with things that we've never even thought of yet. Currently, though, right now, I'd have to say our towels. I really like our towels. We ended up purchasing some of the material years ago, and thought, hey, let's cut it and sew the edges, and and use it as a towel, and just see how it does. And it functioned very, very good. It absorbed the water very well, and it was able to dry out within a reasonable time. And one unique thing about the towel also is it was able to stay damp for a longer period of time without getting that moldy, mildewy smell as would your normal towel. And, after researching into this, I found that hemp fiber actually has, under magnification, the fiber has air pockets within it, which allow more air to pass through, which in turn doesn't let bacteria or any other type of mold grow and sit there, stagnant. So that would be one, would be our hemp towels. The second, I think hemp food, hemp seed and the oil is very nutritional. The hemp protein powder is packed full of protein, and it's all natural. It doesn't, you don't go down to the GNC store and get some weight gainer type stuff that's got about 1 million ingredients in it that half of them or more than half you don't even know. The hemp protein powder, it's packed full of protein, high in omega-3s, other vitamins, and what is it made from? The ingredients, just 100% hemp seed that's been ground down. The third one I would have to say is, textiles, and it would be any type of textile, whether it be used for a nice pair of, canvas pants, or a pair of boxer briefs that also, again, has those antimicrobial properties, so it allows them to breathe and not, be susceptible to mold and mildew.
Right on. Great answers. So as a hemp business, and just in general, you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you've developed products over the years, you've been networking and going to Hemp Industries Association conferences. What would you say are some of the principles that you've lived by or implemented to create success with Hemptopia brand and your store?
I think, for us is, the thing about hemp too is it costs more to make products from hemp. And, in that regard, it's really hard to compete with other products that are out there. And especially with today's economy, where people, they don't have a ton of money to spend, and, more money to spend on, certain things, clothing and that sort. So one of the things is the pricing, and keeping our, being able to manufacture a good quality product and keep our pricing down so that it still competes with those other products that are out there that don't have the same benefits as they do hemp. So for us,
I was just going to say, do you order like a way to keep your costs down? Like, do you just order a lot more quantity to keep those prices down, or what are some of the methods you use?
Well, no.
You undercut yourself basically so that you can be in the market?
I mean, hemp is still a niche, product, so we're not able to order, 10, I wish we were in the position also to be ordering tens and thousands of, certain items. But ours is more, quality. We're making less amount for better quality, and, taking what's already out there that works and functions good, and then incorporating hemp into it so that it functions even better, and then keeping the price still the same. So that would just, we're basically not, our margin isn't as much. So with that being said, we keep the price down, our margin isn't as much, and then just good customer service. If someone orders a T-shirt and, they order a T-shirt online and they say, they specify a large and we ship them a large, and they say, I'm really sorry, but this is too big, would you mind, sending us a medium? Can we exchange it for a medium? No problem. As long as the shirt is not damaged or anything, ship it back to us. We'll put it back, on the shelves and ship you out a medium. And so just having really good customer service as well.
Right on. Those are great insights. So really finding products that are already working and integrating hemp into those products, and then bringing them on the market at a price that's comparable to what's already out there. And by basically not making as much as you'd like to, you're being philanthropic or kind of altruistic in that nature. Being an entrepreneur, we obviously want to make money and be able to put money back into our businesses and feed our families and ourselves. But that's a part of the educational process and that transition into having a hemp-based economy, or having the United States taking on or basically letting go of the Controlled Substances Act so we can start growing it and bring those prices down. So what is your best seller? What are the top items that you sell the most of at Hemptopia?
Well, our towels are really good. Unfortunately, we're working on getting those back in stock right now, the material, and those are an item where we purchase the material. We're forced to purchase the material outside, the U.S. We get the best material available, and then we cut and we sew it here. Do all the manufacturing and the cutting and sewing here in the U.S., and we work with local seamstresses to do that. So I would say our towels. Another really great product would also be our boxer briefs and our socks, which we just came out with, and we came out with those a few months ago, and those are doing really well now. Nice.
Well, if you listeners out there haven't visited Hemptopia.com, go check it out. Get yourself some socks or boxer briefs or a T-shirt and represent the hemp world, the hemp industry, and hemp-educate your family and friends. Tyler, how do you see the next 5 years of the hemp industry? What's your highest vision for the hemp industry in the U.S. and globally?
I think, from what we've seen is the hemp market And industrial hemp as a commodity itself is growing, and back when I got into it almost 10 years ago, it's come a long way. It's, it's a tremendous amount. Now you're seeing, different people and companies coming out with new products, hemp sunscreens, hemp eyewear, hemp dog collars and leashes. 10 years ago, those items did not exist. And so now you're seeing more companies, thinking about how to utilize hemp in their products and learning about it. And then I think you will also see a transition in those larger companies that will be utilizing hemp to subsidize into their products because of these drought issues that we're having that are global. It's requiring more water, cotton requires more water in order to grow than does hemp. And back then they didn't have the machinery, the technology of the machinery wasn't able to process hemp into a finer yarn to be used and subsidized or blended in with these cottons. Now there is that machinery, and hemp yarn can be made very, very fine and blended in, and you can't even really tell that it's, made with hemp unless you do certain things to, to really find out. So these larger companies, they're going to start utilizing and blending hemp into their products because it'll be cost effective for them, not requiring as much water to grow, and then just the beneficial properties of not having to use as much pesticides, herbicides, all those things.
Fungicides, larvicides, fertilizers, all those toxic things are not necessary for growing industrial hemp. But there is still the issue, and I'm curious what your perspective is on this idea that big business and these major corporations are going to come in. Do you have a feeling that they might take over the industry and kind of squeeze out the mom and pops or the small businesses that are up and coming, or do you see that it will help us? There
is that concern, and that is in the back of my mind that, Gap or whoever comes in and starts, it's cost effective for us to make, the hemp. I mean, for those larger companies, numbers make more sense to them than actual product quality and other, different aspects of sustainability and other aspects. So there is that worry, definitely. The fact that they're using it is good because they'll be using a more sustainable product. At the same time, it's a double-edged sword where, they may push out the smaller mom and pop companies that don't have, $10 million to throw into R&D to create, this new hemp product or advertising, marketing, and promotion of it.
So it's really just up to us to be creative and innovative and produce and develop products that are awesome and amazing and at great prices, and our ability to really market ourselves. And you've been doing such a great job. I commend you and thank you for bringing such an awesome hemp company onto the market. And I'm curious, what are some? We've talked about towels, we've talked about your boxers and socks and T-shirts, hemp food. What are some of your future visions or your dreams? What's an ideal hemp product that you would love Hemptopia to bring to the market that you maybe see yourself a few years from now or 5-10 years from now bringing onto the market?
Well, for us, it all boils down to functionality. So whether or not we can design a product where we can incorporate hemp into it that holds a higher level of serviceability. So for us to make, a hemp T-shirt, it's good, it's nice, it's lightweight, it's strong, it's breathable, but really thinking about it and designing those products that, you take something and you go, okay, for example, a pair of, say, like a Carhartt jacket or something, it's made with a cotton canvas. Well, let's make it with a hemp canvas. That way it's going to be stronger, more durable, last longer, and then not have to implement any nylon into it. Nylon is going to make it, definitely much stronger, but on the same side, you're using an oil-based fiber that's made from, it's a chemical-based fiber. So is it good for the planet? No. So
right. That's a good insight. Yeah, I appreciate that. Really looking at functionality, like you said before, looking at what products are really working, what products are selling, what products are people really interested in, and then just replacing the materials with hemp, having it be a quality product, and then just increasing the benefits and the value that people are going to be investing in when they get something like a jacket or socks or pants or whatever it is they're investing in. We just have a few minutes left. I'm so thankful to have you on today's show, and we share the same name, Tyler, and I always get fascinated by words and the power of words and how words mold and shape our reality. And I just want to point out, a Tyler is somebody who lays tiles, a tiler. And so you and I are laying the foundation for hemp, and I am so thankful to be in this community with you and to share with our listeners. If you want to hear the archived Hempisodes, check out HempAware.com/radio. You can also view all the archived podcasts on the iTunes podcast library. Just check out HempAware, all one word, or go to Hemptopia.com to get yourself some hemp gear. Tyler, to finish up the show, I'd love to hear one thing, if you could share with our listeners, if they could do one thing today that would make a difference and help bring hemp to the planet, to the people, much easier. What's one thing that our listeners could do today? Let's say that doesn't cost any money, that they could do to spread hemp awareness into the world. What would that one suggestion be for our listeners from Tyler Frank?
I think if the listeners are not already familiar with hemp, my guess is that most of the listeners are already familiar with hemp. If they're not, though, do a quick Google search of hemp, or go to the Bulk Hemp Warehouse, website to learn more resources about hemp, or check out Hemp Industries Association or Hemptopia.com, where we've provided all this information about hemp, and just to really educate themselves about hemp and learn from it. And the next time you see some hemp product in a store, your perception of it will be different. You'll think of it as, oh wow, this is, you won't just think, oh, that's made from a weed plant. You'll think, oh wow, this is an industrial hemp product. Oh, it's got, these beneficial properties. It was grown without, little to no use of pesticides or herbicides, and so it'll change your perception. So just researching about hemp, I think, is the best thing to do.
Right on. Well, thank you for that insight. Thank you so much for being on today's show. We appreciate you. We appreciate you as our listeners, and hope to have you on a future show when you get the towels out, and we'd love to hear about your latest innovations in the future. So thank you so much for being on today's show, Tyler. Definitely.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a blessed day. Make it hempin'. If you need any support, give us a call today, 805-410-4367. We'd love to hear your insights, your questions. If you want to have a certain person on the HempAware radio or a certain topic that you'd like us to discuss, give us a call. Check us out, HempAware.com. We'd love to empower your hemposphere. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is your host, Tyler Hemp with HempAware Radio. Have a blessed day.